Peace, peace, peace. Welcome to the Scrap and Roll MMA podcast. I'm your host, Sky. We got your host, Jace, and special guest, Munib, back in the building. We haven't seen him in a while. We haven't seen him since his boy, Islam, submitted Dustin Poirier. Uh, why you being a
It is what
hater,
it
Jace?
is. You can all hate, but you cannot deny the truth. It is what it is.
Yes, he want to
It is
fight.
what it is.
Got it.
Yeah, and this time it happened again, and you're wrong again. Same as the last podcast. You're wrong again. Another one. It's the same
Another
thing. It is
one.
what it is. Another one. It is
Me?
what it is. Yeah, you were wrong. Bala, you were wrong. Umar, you were wrong. And you chose Corey. You chose Corey. Did you not choose Corey? Did you not
Heavy
choose Corey?
lies the crown. Heavy
No,
lies
you
the crown.
didn't. You
I
got
know
the
everyone likes
podcast.
to
You
come
said
for the
we got the
king.
comment. You
I'm not
comment with
mad
mine. You
at
said,
it.
"Nah,
I'm
Corey's
not
that
mad
guy.
at
He's
it,
gonna
you
win."
know?
You said that. You said
Heavy
that.
lies the
You
crown.
said that. I got
Listen,
screenshot.
Don't make me go and pull
I
up
got screenshot.
your picks. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah, I would
analyze
own my
them.
picks. I would own my picks. I'm
Oh
not gonna
yes,
deny.
professional
I got
gambler.
no. I never gamble. You choose Islam to bet over Dustin. You got no loyalty.
You are
Remember that.
gambling, talking to me with a certain amount of
Don't
bass
talk to
in your
me.
voice.
No, you don't talk to me. You hippity side hole. Like no. Don't talk.
You
know.
hippity hop hop hoppity
You
hip.
know who you are. You know what you are. You know
Hoppity
what you
hip.
are.
Hip hop hippity.
Hippity side hole.
If
That's
this-
what you
guys-
are.
if this
That's what
guys-
you are. You hippity side hole. That's what you are. I know what you are.
Oh,
It is what it is. It is
If
what
this
it
is your first time on the
And-
pod, Jace tends to go back and forth on who he wants to pick and choose. It's well documented, but he will never admit to it. And Munib comes on here often and calls him out for it. It's absolutely hilarious. And we're going to get into that because 308 was announced. And I told Jace he has to stay on that side.
Max Holloway underdog.
I'm fine with that. Roof. He was an underdog against.
Okay,
he was an underdog
okay,
against
wait,
Brian
stop,
Ortega.
Stop,
no,
stop.
don't make me start listing who he was the underdog against. Yeah.
We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. All
Go.
right, everyone.
Guy will lose her mind.
Here we go. For the favorite.
She's gonna lose her voice.
Okay, here we go, folks. We're gonna switch up real fast, and we're gonna talk about my personal favorite new segment that we're doing here, simply called "Who's Done It Better." Now, for today on episodes "Who's Done It Better," we got some black on black crime. In one corner, we've got Kamaru, the Nigerian nightmare, Kamaru Usman. And in the next corner, we got the style bender, Izzy Adesanya. So,
this
like
African
we
on
always
African
do,
crime,
hey,
Nigerian on Nigerian crime.
well, it's not African crime because we're not talking about DDP. But
they are Africans. If that's the case, then you should have put DDP versus Mike Perry.
But Mike Perry's just a soul brother. Stop playing. But
he's 2% Nigerian.
That being said, what we like to do at first, folks, when we do this segment is before we look at the hard numbers and the resumes, what are y'all opinions? Who do you think, just off rip, has the better resume?
Oh, you know what? That's actually a tough one because both of them have great records. Like off the top of my head, like I know, like when Israel Adesanya became champion, he was undefeated. I want to say that he was 19-0. He was running through that division, but I know that Kamaru was on a 15-fight UFC winning streak before he lost to Leon Edwards. So off top, I'm thinking about who they had to fight. I'm actually off the top initially. I'm gonna go initially. Bless you, my child.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Izzy off the top.
Izzy.
What about you?
Manit, who you got?
I pick Usman. It depends, like how many wins he got. I think he was the second most title defense in the welterweight, right? Is that? It was second, right? The most.
I believe so. Up under
we're not gonna look at the numbers here. Just whatever you think.
Okay. So in my mind, I got two reasons why I pick Usman.
You got Usman.
Yeah, because Easy got beat by a crackhead, so
Okay. And for me, off rip, I I think I think Usman off rip. But let's take a closer look. Who are we gonna look at first, guy?
Let's start with Usman since both of you guys selected him.
Copy that.
One moment. Um, come on. I hate when technology starts acting like a jerk. All right, Kamaru
What?
Usman's record is 20-4. Inside the UFC, he has 15 wins, 3 losses, 4 of those by KO, 1 by submission, and 10 by decision. He is currently on a 3-fight losing streak. Prior to entering into the UFC, he had a record of 5-1. And then he, went on a tear. He has 5 title defenses. And obviously he took it off of Tyron Woodley, who was that dude at the time. Yeah. So who do we think is Kamaru Usman's best win?
Ooh,
Top 3 best wins. He has wins over Damian Maia, Dos Anjos, Tyron Woodley, Colby Covington, Jorge Masvidal, Gilbert Burns, Emil Meek, Leon Edwards.
Shout out to Meek Mill.
So yeah, who do you guys feel like is his best wins?
He has a
I
big
think
Jorge.
I think for me, Jorge, the journeyman Jorge. What?
I'm like in the striking battle, he proved that I'm the champ. That's the part I was like, he didn't wrestle him. I knocked you the fuck out on like the street. I'm like, damn, that's impressive. I can't deny that.
I think for me, his top 3. Definitely Kobe. In just their first fight, one of the best fights I've ever seen. Man, his Sean Strickland win has aged well, hasn't it? Like a fine wine.
It has.
I'm like, he was undersized for that shit, so yeah, it's all right.
And RDA is always a great win.
Which was very convenient for the refs to save his ass.
So who are your top 3 wins?
I would. Yeah, you go.
For me, it's going to be Kobe for sure. Sean Strickland. And I got to say Leon Edwards.
What about you, Munib?
If I had to say right now, if I had to like pick time and place and like the current evolution of the fights that he beat, I would say Kobe, and second would be Jorge, and third would be Gilbert, because it's not easy to knock out Gilbert, especially in welterweight.
For me, his top 3 best wins would be Tyron Woodley, because he went inside there and just shut him down. This was at a time where I just didn't even know who Kamaru Usman was coming up in the division. And he just straight up just dominated him. I would give the next one to Colby Covington, because at the time, the lore of Colby Covington was massive. And I would definitely say Sean Strickland, just because of how Sean Strickland performed now, currently. Looking at his resume now and how he's been able to just shut people down at 185. What about?
I was gonna say, who did Munib say again?
I picked Colby, and secondly Jorge, and thirdly Gilbert Burns.
Fuck. So we all unanimous with Kobe. So
Yes.
I guess that has to be his best win.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, for sure.
Like,
look at that. Sky giving Kobe some props. We love it. Welcome.
Well, yeah, at that time, Kobe was thought to have been that guy. It turns out he's not.
American
It turns
Bilal.
out he's just a loser.
American Bilal Muhammad.
He definitely is American Bilal Muhammad. I don't know why Jace can't see that they're the same fighters. Bilal and Kobe are the same fighters.
Kobe has
one just is a champion. One is actually a champion.
Kobe has the most strikes ever. Landed.
And one is a champion. I don't care about your stats. You were never a champion. You were never that guy. I broke your face.
3 times. Yeah, 3 times. 3
He's
times.
Dustin Poirier. He's literally Dustin Poirier.
Let's look at his losses.
Leon Edwards twice, Hamzat Chimaev, and then his second fight in his career, Jose Caceres.
Who?
Jose Caceres.
Don't do that.
No one cares.
It has to be a who. I've never heard of this guy in my life.
Okay.
Yeah,
like
because he was.
It was his second fight in the UFC.
He wasn't fighting in the UFC then.
I mean, it was his second fight ever in MMA.
Thank you. Just want you to be accurate.
Yeah. So, what do you want to say about the losses?
Besides that one, not talking about how he lost, but that's the only bad loss in regards to name recognition.
I know you way heavy on like the before UFC and all the. I don't give a fuck about that, honestly. I literally don't care if somebody loses their second fight ever in the UFC. If that's the case, then who did Alex Pereira lose to in his second fight in the UFC? And does that hurt his resume? I'm not about
saying
to
the UFC. They're not in the UFC.
In MMA, I don't care about that. I think his worst loss, in my opinion, is headshot dead. Leon Edwards knocking him silly into the shadow realm because we haven't seen the same Kamaru since then. He was winning that fight decisively, gets knocked out, and just wasn't the same in the rematch with Leon and didn't really get going inside the Hamzat. He even admitted that he was kind of like
gun shy.
Yeah, he was a little gun shy against Hamzat. And he could have got Hamzat out of there, honestly. He was piecing him up, especially once Hamzat's hand was broke. So I would say the Leon second fight.
Let's take a look at y'all's guy, the style bender.
I'm like,
come on.
Where we going?
To hell if we don't pray. Izzy's record is currently 24-3. He has 13 wins in the UFC, 13 wins in the UFC, 3 losses, 5 by KO, 8 by decision, none by sub. Obviously, former middleweight champion, was on 19-0 up until he lost to Jan Blachowicz when he tried to become champ.
that was the worst.
So, who do we feel is his best win?
By far, Alex Pereira. By a country fucking mile.
Yeah, okay, yeah. I would say that's dope.
I would say as well, for me, I would say Paulo Costa. We have to remember going into that fight, Paulo Costa was undefeated. And then I would say...
Robert.
Bobby Knuckles.
Yep. Same as me.
Let me see. I feel like I just want to be different. I'm not gonna lie, and I am gonna be different just for some parody here. I am gonna go Alex Pereira because wow, what a moment. I'm gonna go. I just seen who I want to say. Yoel Romero. And the reason why I'm going to go Yoel is because... Actually, I can't even do it with a straight face. I can't do it with a straight face. I tried to sell it, but I can't because that was the worst fight. And I was there live. It was horrible. I remember what many people... I've never said this on the pod, but there was a stint of maybe like half a year that I hated Israel Adesanya, which is crazy because I love him now. But after this fight... You gotta understand, this fight came after Joanna Jędrzejczyk versus Zhang Weili, the first one. And the crowd, we were hyped. We were on cloud 9. And then that fight came on, and it was absolutely horrible. Him and Yoel just standing in the middle of the octagon. And afterwards, rightfully so, we're booing. And Izzy flips us off, says F you, all this. Like, he was treating the crowd like shit. And I was so upset. I was like, you put on this terrible ass performance and then you want to get upset with us. Yeah, so there was a good stint.
You know what's really what that really pisses me off? Probably before the promotion, he said to everyone, "Yeah, this is gonna be a bloody war. I want that guy and Joe Rogan. It's gonna be like," he says a lot of this like mystical violence like coming in the fight, and after that he would go after the post fight. Why would I put myself in danger and getting like brain damage? You the one who said all this like there's gonna be a volcano and you fart like it's like a balloon party. That's on you. You said this shit, not we. If you said like, yeah, it's gonna be a boring technical fight, I'm gonna win and on the decision. This guy's dangerous. You didn't said that. I'll be mad about it. But you're the one who's like, oh, it's gonna be this shit. I'm like, man.
So what do we think are? Well, he's got 3 losses.
Yeah, he's got 3 losses: Jan, Alex, and Sean.
So which losses were Sean or Jan?
Sean.
God, it has to be Sean because no one believe. Majority of people, 90% didn't believe Sean was gonna win. Majority, no one believed. Majority, 90%. I said 90%. 90.
Some of us
The
thought
10%.
Sean was going to win.
Yeah, 10%. They got no brain cell. Some people.
I'm guessing you were the 90% that was a loser.
Yeah.
Got it. Cool.
Yeah.
As long as you know your name.
So overall, just looking at both of their records, thinking about, let me see, how many title defenses does he has? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He has 5 as well. 5 title defenses.
They both have 5 title defenses.
Yes.
And how many decisions does Adesanya have?
I think I said that he had 8. Let me go back up. He has 8 decisions inside of the UFC, 5 KO TKOs. Usman has 10 decisions in the UFC and 4 KO TKOs.
See, so that's wild, right? People talk about Izzy being this like great fucking striker, you know what I mean? Like, he doesn't knock people out.
Being a good striker and having knockout power are 2 different things. You can be a great striker and not knock people out. I mean, that's a fact.
I mean, his shit is looking like John Jones. Decision.
I'm like, I don't expect you to knock people out. I expect you to actually do some damage and make him look like a cherry pie face. That's it. Just don't do Izzy does the typical zigzag pretty where did that lean back, way back, pay back, that type of shit. That's the typical stuff he usually does. Yeah.
I think some of the performances that Izzy has kind of hurts him. Like Jared Cannonier, that fight was very lackluster, kind of just down it in. Yoel Romero is one of the worst fights ever. Top three. There's Ngannou versus Derek. No, honestly, and Ngannou versus Derek Lewis. Rose versus Carlos Esparza. And Izzy versus Yoel. These are the top 3 worst UFC fights ever.
Wow. Let me think about that. Wow. Let me think about that.
But aside from those 2 wins, the Marvin Vettori fight was uneventful as well. I was there. Nothing happened.
There were a lot of beef. There were a lot of beef before that fight.
Yeah,
it was screaming and yelling. I mean, it was meh.
And those were some of his title performances. So that kind of like puts a damper on it. When we take a look at Kamaru Usman's title performances, you have the Kobe fights, both of them. You have the Jorge Masvidal. Now, the first Jorge was terrible. That was the footstep one on 6 days' notice, right? The Gilbert Burns was amazing. And Tyron Woodley was also just kind of boring. So aside from the Colby Covington fights and the one knockout over Jorge and Gilbert, so he has those 3 that kind of just like stand out. As far as like the title fights that Israel Adesanya had, obviously there's the Alex Pereira knockout.
He wasn't a champion.
Who? That's
Is
when
he?
he became the champ.
Oh, and I'm saying, so I think like his best performance as champion is probably against Kelvin Gastelum. At least
No,
it was
he
the
was
best
in.
fight.
That's when he won interim. His best performance would have been when he got Paula Costa pregnant as the champ.
Stop it. Stop
He got
disrespecting
him
Paulo
pregnant.
Costa. Stop disrespecting that man. You know I fuck with
BBL
Paulo
Brazilian
Costa.
got fucked.
He hasn't been the
BBL
same.
Brazilian boy got fucked.
Doggy style.
All right,
Yeah.
so
Who do we think's done it better?
Munib.
I'm like, I would say Usman though. Like how he lose, and the guy is how he fought. It's just much more better in my eye. If I had to pick, as a fan, yeah.
You gotta mute your TV because sometimes with the UFC playing in the background, it can give you like troubles.
Done. Sorry.
Yeah. Who'd you go with, Manute?
I pick Usman.
Usman.
I pick Usman. Yeah, Usman.
Scott.
I'm gonna go Israel Adesanya. I'm gonna go Izzy because of that Alex fight knockout. I'm gonna go Izzy because of his activity. The amount of fights that he put on was more than Kamaru, even though Kamaru was fighting too. But he was, while John Jones and Conor was gone, he was the money maker. His fights, Madison Square Garden, Miami. There was another one that he had as well. They were all like the top grossing as far as live gate and as far as pay-per-view buys. So he was the guy. Up until, he ran into Sean Strickland. And I
Keyword
just feel like
was.
I'm like,
Kamaru's a was too. Both of these dudes are wases at
You know
this
who's
point.
not? Alex.
He
That is
got
unrelated
some
conversation.
stuff going on right now too. He might be a was too. We don't know what's going on there.
Stop it.
We don't.
So your final thing is Izzy?
Yes. And let's not forget his wins over Robert Whittaker.
Yeah, I mean, I would say that those are actually really impressive.
And the Kelvin Gastelum fight.
Considering...
And him having to actually fight wrestlers, unlike some people, having to go through Derek, having to go through Brad, having to go through Marvin.
Usman's fought wrestlers. What are you talking about?
He is a wrestler. Come on, stop it.
I'm just saying he's fought wrestlers.
Kobe's a wrestler?
Nah, I'm taking shots at Alex Pereira at 185. That's what
Stop trying to take shots
at
the king.
Yeah, he didn't have to fight nobody.
So for me, long story short, I must begrudgingly not go with my sister Sky. I'm going with Munib.
Yeah, you know me.
It's Usman. It's Usman 100%. Yeah. He was so impressive. He was so dominant for such a long time. Taking out, fighting always, whoever, whatever kind of style, whatever kind of discipline. I can't remember the last time I thought about Usman having a boring fight. I just can't do it. Or Izzy, I can think of a plethora.
His second fight with Leon Edwards was boring. Nothing happened in that fight. His third fight with Leon Edwards was boring. Nothing happened in that fight. Nothing really. What happened?
Wait a second. You just said headshot dead. That
was him getting knocked out. You're saying
that fight is.
But leading up to that headshot, what was going on? Nothing. It was a typical
domination.
Usman.
Domination.
So you're cool with domination. Watch yourself.
Cool. Why wouldn't I be cool with domination?
Oh, you're cool with domination.
Why wouldn't I be cool with domination?
So how come you got a problem with Bilal?
Because he's terrible. He's not exciting. You can dominate people.
That fight was not. So you're saying that you're saying that Leon versus Kamaru 2 in Salt Lake City was entertaining up until the headshot. Yeah,
absolutely.
It was not entertaining up until the headshot. Stop it. You know this. You just chatting shit.
What are you talking about? Just stop being
What are you talking about?
Stop being so emotional.
Yeah.
I can't help it that Kamaru.
The reason why I picked Usman though, a long time ago, people thought he was boring until he went with Trevor, and that kind of changed a lot of things and made him much more entertaining fighter with the striking. So I would pick Usman.
He would barely wrestle for the longest time.
Yeah, I can respect for that. I can respect. He was known for it.
But
I respect.
this is funny because I think we're doing like revisionist history, which is fine. I love Kamaru. But the first fight against Jorge Masvidal, when he literally rode him on the fence and foot stumped him, you guys were losing your mind. You guys were booing him. Y'all were talking shit about him. Y'all were saying that, yes, you guys were. Nobody was like, oh, it's okay, Kamaru. Just retain your title. Y'all were shitting on him.
He fucking ended his life in there. What do you mean?
Not the first fight.
The
Not on
second
Fight
fight.
Island. We're not talking about the second one. I'm talking about that one. You're talking about you can't remember boring fights.
I can't.
All right.
Stop being so
Anyways,
emotional.
I'm definitely not being emotional, but I'm also just being honest. Y'all aren't being honest.
What?
Y'all aren't being
I will
honest.
admit. I will admit that was a boring fight, but as long as you redeem. The reason why I can't give it to Easy is because that Jan Bohovic fight, he could have become a double champ. That's the one thing that really grudges me. That's
Did
the one.
Kamaru become a double champ?
Yeah, that's a bad point to make.
No, the Jan Bohovic, where Izzy was about to be double champ.
Yeah,
That's
and
the
I'm
one
saying,
thing.
did Kamaru become double champ? Has he even tried? Nope. He wouldn't. He didn't want to fight Izzy. He didn't want to fight
Like,
the man that you're putting him up against.
I'm like, it's understandable why he doesn't want to do it. I don't blame him.
Oh,
But
okay.
Easy was everybody was overly hyping, like Easy on that Jan Bohovic. Even the commentator was biased. Joe Rogan and DC was like, "Oh, what's wrong with Easy?" I'm like, "What the fuck's going on?" That's the one thing. It was like he had everybody was overhyping it. I think isn't it after the Paulo Costa fight? Or am I tripping?
Yeah.
I don't really remember. That's just my thing.
When are the commentators not biased? It's actually disturbing me.
I'm like,
Like so many
it's-
of the commentators you can tell are biased. The way that your boy Bisbing's love to fellatio all the UK fighters, the way that DC, anytime someone claims to be from Russia or Dagestan, you know what I mean, just hyping them up. Anyone, obviously from AKA, like you can just hear the biases in it. And I don't know if this is what they're told to say, gravitate toward, or is this just their natural inclination?
I
I'm like
think that
everyone's.
I think that as UFC fans, we have to stop expecting commentators not to be biased. These people, like,
I agree.
I used to say the same thing, but now I've just gotten to a point to where I realize that it's not logical for me to think that these people aren't going to be biased. They're around these fighters all the time. They have personal relationship with these fighters. They're going to be biased, just like I'm biased, just like you're biased. Like we're watching something, and unless we have no idea who who anybody is that's fighting, we have a bias. We're seeing it through a lens of how we want this person to win. So I just feel like it's going to happen. I feel like they try to mitigate it as much as possible. I don't know about Michael Bisping. Michael Bisping, when Jennifer Maya was fighting Casey O'Neill, Michael Bisping was smoking crack. Jennifer O'Neill was getting worked 30-27, and Michael Bisping was over here acting like the girl had a chance the whole time, like acting like she was doing something and she was getting jabbed in the face. That was insane. But
First time trying weed in America. I don't know. I don't know. Bisping got crack and be like, what that? I'm like, wait, this one, mate. Maybe he was trying for the first time.
oh, real quick, let's take a look back at this weekend's card in Abu Dhabi. How did you guys feel about the card?
Y'all smoked
Uh,
crack that time.
I enjoyed the card myself. I watched every single match, which is something I rarely do nowadays.
Yeah.
Even the girls' fight, Sky.
I'm like, they're not bad.
Did you?
I did.
I'm like, that Victoria chick, she got no cardio. She was tired as fuck.
So
Tired.
for me, as far as the undercard go, your man Shamil is a motherfucking problem.
Uh,
You look great.
you mean the giant blobfish guy with a big beard?
Yes.
So I'm like, I can see him beating that Robert Despain guy. Easy fight for him. But he's all right. He's all right. You know, he can beat Usman to a big brother. I can see him in the top 20, top 30. Yeah, he's
Scott, you
okay.
want to scroll up?
Yeah.
Oh, whoa, hold on. And then your boy, Asmat as
Uh,
well is a problem.
that's guy good. He's a good. He's one of those like Muslim fighters, not a real wrestler. He's like willing to take you to strike. He got questionable cardio, good KO, good power, good striking, pretty good. That was a good fight.
Yeah.
Like Joel Alvarez was like whooping that motherfucker's ass. Holy shit, those knees! Oh
Brutal.
my god, he kept dipping those knees like it was barbecue sauce. Holy shit, he was fucked. Damn. Mackenzie Dern, for the first time, she's actually improved her striking. Wow. Congratulations, Mackenzie.
We'll
You actually
see.
improved.
I feel like oftentimes Mackenzie Dern, like, she'll look good and then like come back, and it depends who she's striking against. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like she actually had a little bit of head movement this time. But really, let's get to the meat and potatoes so we can get off this onto something else.
Oh my god.
Tony Ferguson,
Oh
Jace,
shit.
Jace,
Oh
take
my
the floor.
god. Such a Tony way of style retirement.
Okay, so it really let's start with the positives. Tony didn't get hurt.
Yeah.
He didn't take any big
Bless his
punches.
soul.
He actually tapped out. He didn't lose a limb.
And he
To lose
realized
to
he's not that
fucking
good anymore.
Michael Chiesa is brutal, right? Then I see him taking off the gloves. Then I hear the crowd goes wild. Then I instantly start getting goosebumps, like all over my body, goosebumps. I feel my tear ducts starting to move and shake because I'm like, okay, finally we can put this to bed. Tony's gonna retire. Now I can mourn him. I can start thinking about those old times when you say it's Tony time, not Tony, it's time. And then for him to say one hand in and one hand out, like I was so pissed off. I was instantly fucking angry. You know what I mean? As me being a big Tony Ferguson fan, like he is, top 3 to 5 all time for me. It was just painful for him to say that. His post fight, you know what I mean, even more delusional. You know what I mean? And I'm just scratching my fucking head. I'm literally just scratching my head. I don't know what else to say. It's like a parent whose child won't stop the fentanyl. Like you just don't know what to do at this point.
I'm like, hey, Tony is that type of guy. Those memes are manifesting just like how it is in reality. It's hilarious, but it's sad at the same time. I feel like when he was like retiring halfway, it felt like he was smiling, dude. It was so sad the way he lost. I think I usually he never taps, and the moment he tap, that is like a mental weakness. He's like, you know what, I'm not that guy anymore. And after the
You
post
know,
fight, I said, you know,
um, it just for me, I have been on this podcast several times saying Tony needs to retire. Jace refused to agree with me. It has
still
just
got it.
been it has been a slide into hell for Tony Ferguson. And the part that really hurts the most is that in the post fight presser, he's still standing up there talking about he's not done,
Yeah, I'm
and
still
he's
hungry,
willing.
guys. I'm still
And
hungry, guys.
yeah, and he's like still making excuses. I need to do this, I need to do that, and he's willing to go to another organization and get beat up by some 20-year-old. And I'm just like, fucking stop. We've gotten to the point that there's a fighter, I can't even remember his name. I know I sent it to Jace earlier, who was like, yo, I will take the fall. I will fight Tony and take the L so that he can go out on a win. Like, Tony was literally sitting there talking about the fans were still clapping for me. Of course, you're a legend in the sport. They're clapping because they think you're going to retire. They're clapping to pay their, respect to you, not for you to not retire, dude. Like,
Holy shit.
You've lost 8 in a row. You're tied with Sam Alvey.
You beat BJ Penn's record of losing streak, bro.
I just wonder with Tony, like, I know
He's coping.
as a fighter, you're supposed to block out the noise, stay out of the comments, really kind of just focus on yourself. But I'm just like, this now is it's just unreal. Like, what does he say to himself every morning when he gets up? Like, I don't know. You know what I mean? I think at this point now, obviously, Dana's done with him. I hope his wife, friends, family, coaches, encourage him. Hey, man, like, there's other things in life to fighting. I was a little bit encouraged. He was talking about maybe he'll do something else. Grappling competitions, great. You know what I mean? I don't want to see him in bare knuckles. Please, God, I don't want to see him in combat karate. If he wants to just do non-combat jiu-jitsu, I'm all for it.
I'm not even shocked if he does one of those YouTube street backyard fights. I'm like, Tony, why are you doing this? Please stop.
I don't want
Lord
to
have
see
mercy.
him. I don't want to see him fight the cashier at Taco Bell. Stop.
I'm like motherfucker doing like power slap now. Oh yeah, this is my new inspiration.
Yeah,
no.
It's like Tony Ferguson was that guy, and I kind of really like what Khabib said afterwards. You know what I mean? Like, he's a legend in the sport.
And Khabib was like, to be honest, I was like, Khabib like see the future for him and Conor. That's scary. Like, you continue. No, so you can continue.
Yeah. So I'm just at the point now to where like I said several times on here, when Tony was fighting Nate Diaz, I called Jace and I said in the third round, I never want to see Tony Ferguson fight again. And Jace was like, no, he's no. I knew watching that because as you can see on the screen, when he got killed by Justin, okay, we knew it was a terrible loss, but we had no idea what was coming. When he lost to Charles, we said, you know what? Charles is that dude. Charles went on to become champion. When he lost to Beneil was on a 7 or 8 fight winning streak at that time. So we were like, okay, he's still the elite. When he lost to Michael Chandler, he looked good in the first round. And then he got knocked out. When I seen him against Nate Diaz, the skills were gone. The skills to compete at a high level were gone. He was a shell of himself. He should have never fought again after that. That would have been a great retirement. You lost to Nate Diaz, whatever. 2 old legends in the sport. Put your hands up, walk out. You were here in Vegas. The crowd was... There was no reason. But when he started losing to Nate, Bobby... you started slipping out of, like, now we can no longer rationalize you, like, with fighting the elite of the elite. You were just losing. And it's heartbreaking because he's that guy. Like now, like, when we try to say that he could have potentially, beat Khabib, for people who weren't watching the sport at that time, we look crazy. We looked like crazy people saying he was the guy. But at the time, he really was the guy. But now, when you go on an 8-fight losing streak, it looks nuts.
Blades and shades. It's hard for me because you're talking about two of like my top 5 all-time fighters, both on horrendous losing streaks, to end their career. Because people think I'm crazy when I talk about BJ Penn. BJ Penn was that motherfucking dude. BJ Penn was fucking crazy dude at the time. You know what I mean? Going through people, fighting at all comers. People don't know that back when BJ was the man and he was a true martial artist trying to fight against anyone, he went up to 205 and fought the undefeated Lyoto Machida at the time. You know what I mean? Who also was that dude for a long time. But anyways, I really don't want to talk about this anymore.
Yeah, one thing I do want to say is after this had all happened, maybe like a couple weeks ago, I did tell Jace that that this is all his fault. He is the common denominator between Tony and BJ Penn, so it's definitely him. So I don't want him to like Max Holloway because
like
look what happens. Let's take a quick look at this upcoming weekend's card.
Whoa. Hold on.
Uh-huh.
We didn't finish talking about it.
Yeah, talking about last weekend's card. Yeah, let's make it quick. Your boy Marlon Vera. This is the same dude we always-
No. My boy Figgy, who I'm gonna go on a very quick rant right here. Figgy, Deiveson Figueiro deserves the title shot over fucking Umar. It's not even close.
No, he
Okay,
doesn't.
Umar, for the first time in his career, has fought someone ranked in the UFC. Granted, I'll give it. He's number two.
He be number two. Deal with it. Do with it.
What is he saying?
He said he beat number two. Deal with it.
Deal with it.
Okay, can I finish cooking?
Yeah, go ahead. It's burn.
I appreciate you. So like I was saying, yes, he fought the number two. That was the first time he's fought a ranked UFC fighter. Unlike Izzy, unlike Biggie, you know what I mean, who beat number three, you know what I mean? All his fights has been against like just crazy competition, ranked people, Cody, you know what I mean? Like, and he's going through them. He deserves the title shot. Not to mention going into it, he was ranked, I believe, number 5 or 6. Like his trajectory.
Cody was not ranked.
Cody was ranked when he fought.
No, Cody ain't been ranked since 1994.
Stop it. Cody was ranked 14th when they fought.
All right, I'll look it up. But go ahead.
That's it. So just one good win, and don't get me wrong, Corey Sandhagen is a fucking killer. I love Sandhagen. One win does not get you a title shot. You know, your boy Marab said it best. Like, he's getting pushed, and they're just dick riding him to the front because of his cousin, not because of his own merits. Let's not forget his fight before this when he got fucking dropped like a bad habit.
For the record, Deiveson was ranked number 11. Cody was ranked nothing when they fought, according to MMA Fighting. But I definitely think that I would prefer to see Deiveson fight for the title before Umar. But at the end of the day, they'll probably put Umar up there due to his affiliations. And also, I mean, that's what happened with Sean O'Malley, right? Sean O'Malley went up there, fought Peter Yan number 2, and then got cakewalked to the what's it called? To the decision. I mean, to the title shot. So this is common behavior for the UFC, for 135. It doesn't matter. Like, if you have a little bit of hype behind you, they're gonna let you go ahead and go through. Umar got the win, dominant performance over Corey Sandhagen. Corey did. Are you saying that it's not dominate? That he didn't get dominated?
I wouldn't say dominant. I'd say he won. It was decisive. I wouldn't say it's dominant.
Really, because you're the guy that's always saying that
Corey's not God.
Dominated. This person got dominated.
It was a close fight.
It was close to you?
Yes, it was a close fight.
What was close?
Every single part of the fight, every single round was close.
Umar's gonna get knee.
At least you're making yourself laugh.
Umar's gonna get knee. His knee is in relationship with his chin. That's hilarious.
Again, at least you're making yourself laugh. And then what did y'all think of Shara?
He's all right. He's not. I don't see him becoming a champion though. He's an okay fighter.
Yeah, I don't see him becoming champ either.
Michael Pierre would knock him out. Like Gregor Ortiz would fucking kill him. Oh my god. Robocop would kill him though. That's the thing. Holy shit.
I'm interested to see Shar continue to go fight some elite strikers and see exactly how good his striking is. And I wonder, like, you know, I know Bisping talked about, like, when he fought GSP, that, like, his eye was targeted, knowing he can't see. his peripherals. When he starts fighting these elite strikers and they start targeting that side of his face, like how it's going to go down.
Okay. I'm like,
Um,
how do you feel about his call out though? He say he wanted Nick Diaz. I was like, what the fuck are you doing?
That is a fantastic call out.
No,
That
that's
is a fight.
garbage. I'm like, okay,
Okay,
then
you
call out
asked
Tony
me. You
Ferguson.
you asked me about it then, right? All right. So let me
Yeah,
answer your
yeah.
question. Okay, it's a great call out because one, it's a fight that he's going to win, and B, it's a fight that brings eyeballs to him. It's name attention attached with getting a W. So it's a great call out. And especially now because we know Nick Diaz is technically like supposed to be fighting right now still.
I want all of these people to stop fighting.
Man, I'm like, I don't know. I'm not. I don't see all men getting seen now past their prime. Russ bucket fights, man. You sure? I don't know. Do you love that type of shit?
Yeah, I want Nick to stop fighting. I want Nate to stop fighting. I want Tony to stop fighting. Who? A lot of these motherfuckers just stop. Just be legends. Go out gracefully. Like it just looks bad. But to the point
Yeah.
about domination, Corey Sandhagen got 50-45, 49-46, and 49-46. So let's just give him the grace of saying he won one round. He got dominated.
Yeah, it is what it is. Deny.
Agree to disagree.
Uh, I'm like, Sky, who's that coach you say when every time there's a fight, you say you cannot go against him?
Safe Saud.
Yeah, yeah. My version is like Javier. I knew when Javier said about the Umar. I knew the moment he said that shit, he's like he's gonna be the next big thing. Yeah, I was right. I kind of knew. I fought a bet against him.
Yeah,
But
and
the
people
thing
are.
yeah, yeah,
Go ahead.
yeah, you can go. You guys who were like the last podcast, you kept saying about the knee. Did you watch that ESPN breakdown? Umar versus Corey. They were like that 20-minute video of like they were training and stuff. You
I
saw
did
that?
not.
I did
So
not.
in that ESPN, Umar was training and sparring with this guy, and and he like Javier was like talking, hey, don't go like this and go down like this because you're gonna get knee. And the moment he said that, oh, he already knew like the game plan. In that fight, the reason why Corey had a really hard problem was he was gonna like keep push kick. The problem was like Umar was like constantly keep freaking like check leg kick him all the time. And the second thing that Corey noticed about Umar, he can able to fight switch his stance. If you notice the fourth round, every time Corey was doing orthodox, Umar would go to change the other side. And that really messed up his angles for him to actually find the strike that he wants. That really
Well,
frustrated him.
it was a good thing that Javier Mendez was the coach for DC against John Jones both times too. How'd that work out?
Hmm?
John
He-
Jones cheated both times.
Ooh,
Let's take a look. I mean, I'm
ooh,
just
yeah.
saying. I'm just saying.
ooh.
The facts are the
I'm like,
facts.
didn't Javier made him a double champ? You can deny that also.
Double
That's true.
losses,
Double champ DC, double champ DC.
double
Is he a
losses,
double champ DC? Doesn't matter.
double
He got a
losses,
champion. He become champion. Doesn't
knockout
matter.
city, get knocked out. Yeah,
Beat
it
up
does
Stipe
matter.
Miocic, one of the greatest heavyweight.
How did that
John
work
Jones
out the
didn't do
next two
that.
times? How do those work out the next two times?
Doesn't
I'll
matter.
wait.
That's how he beat his
I'll wait.
ass. That's how he
I'll
beat his
wait.
ass.
I'll wait.
He beat his
Real
ass.
quick, let's
I'll
take a
wait.
look at this weekend's card. It's terrible. That's enough.
That's
Like,
boring.
it's enough. Like, you guys can check it out. You guys can look at it. It is what it is. It's in
No one
shambles.
gives a shit.
Like,
No one cares.
I think that the Chris Gutierrez fight is off as well. Or
Yeah.
maybe it just got moved up. I don't know. There's a lot going on. Different websites are saying different things as to who's fighting, what's going on. It's gonna be a fight night at the Apex. It's gonna be terrible, but maybe there might be bangers. I don't know.
I don't
We'll
know.
see.
Wait, real fast. How many girl fights are on this?
Looks like
One, two,
three,
three, four.
Yeah.
Four?
three,
Uh,
three.
Yeah.
My, how the mighty have fallen. Chaos Williams on this card as an undercard. Jesus.
Where you got chaos at?
Down. Screen scrolling down. Oh, Carl. Never mind. I thought that was Chaos.
Yeah.
They all look alike.
Dang. This man
Racist.
said all black people look alike. It's crazy. How
Racist.
come you don't look like them then?
Because I'm good looking.
Listen, he may look like.
Let's talk about UFC 308 was announced this weekend.
Um,
Max Holloway taking
guys,
on
guys, 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 hold
Ilya.
on. You,
What's up?
yeah, no, you know that UFC 308 is that fucking good when 307 has not even announced from Dana.
It's looking like 307 is gonna be Pennington versus Pina.
Like Dana didn't even like announce that shit with any excitement.
Because that's the only fight that like fits inside like that category for right now.
Salt Lake City getting fucked. Those Saudis are taking all the good shit.
Hey, the Saudis is paying.
Oh
No,
my
it's
god,
Abu Dhabi. It's Abu Dhabi. Yeah, it's
Abu
Abu Dhabi.
Dhabi. Didn't
But
like Abu Dhabi had Michael Pennington in the freaking Corey and Umar fight. She was there. Yeah, didn't give a fuck. She was just a guest.
Yeah, so they have UFC 308. If y'all are the first time watching this podcast, I am a Max Holloway homer. Max Holloway can do no wrong. If you ever want, there's no bigger fan on the internet of Max Holloway than me. If there is, send it my way because we need to be best friends. Did we just become best friends?
Real quick, I forgot to tell you this. First of all, that movie's not fucking funny.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not,
Top
dude.
Five. Stop.
Why do people think Step Brothers is funny? It's not.
It's hilarious.
Funny. There's nothing funny about it.
What do you think is funny?
Besides Munib's face, Friday. There's something about Mary.
Step Brothers?
Oh, come on. It gets off on something about Mary.
Forrest Gump is the funniest movie ever made.
No.
I don't know what movie.
It's an absolute comedy. Any hoodles, yes. Well, let's talk about it.
Ilya Topuria versus Max Holloway. Hamza Chimaev versus Robert Whittaker. They're rebooking that. Magomed Ankalaev is getting fucked against Alexander Ratchet. Magomed is on a 10-fight unbeaten streak, and Dana's like, nah. Another one. Cyril Gahn taking on Alexander Volkov. This is really interesting because Cyril Gahn typically would headline Paris, but in Paris takes place the beginning of September. They don't have Cyril there. They put him on this card. Dan Ige taking on Lerone Murphy. That's going to be a fight.
Banger.
Yeah. Rafael, I didn't know they had Dos Anjos on there taking on Geoff.
Yeah.
We do not call him.
Ain't complaining. That's some good shit. Keep coming.
I know. Pause. I'm going to keep coming.
Don't care.
Shout out to
That's
John
the definition for feeling
good. Shout out
to
John Jones.
But yeah, it's a beautiful card. With that being said, your boy Jace for the last 6 months has been saying yeah. Well, no, because when Ilya won, when he knocked out oh boy, you started that. Yeah, it's been about 6 months. Has been saying that Ilya Topuria is going to knock out Max Holloway, and I'm telling y'all right now, when the time comes and we make our picks, Jace cannot and will not be able to come off of that position. I have multiple screenshots in my phone of him, all in the comments, talking about Ilya this, Ilya that. Every single time Max fights, he goes against Max, and at the last minute, he makes the turn and says, no, I'm going bless. That's not happening this time. Stay over there. You're over there for life.
Listen, I always reserve the right to pick who I want to pick. As long as I do it officially, you're right. Because there's been times where I called you before the fight and switched it. And then you literally lit me on fire during the fucking podcast. So until I make my official pick, I mean, but let's just be honest. Ilya is just a better version of Max Holloway. He's younger, he's quicker, he's more powerful. You know what I mean? I think he's going to make Max look old. I think he's going to make Max look slow. I think Max is going to have a hard problem. You know who agrees with me? Vegas. For y'all who out there who hasn't seen the line, Ilya Topuria, minus 200. Just saying. I thought the most interesting line, I'm not sure if it's true or not, I need to double check it, but there's some websites taking action if Cumshot was going to make it to the fight or not.
I'm like, that's a good bet. That's a good fucking bet. I would pick Ilya over this fight, but not because that I don't see Ilya knocking out Max. I don't think Max is that old, but I think Max is a better striker than over Ilya, especially because Max gonna switch it up with the punches and the leg kicks. I think Ilya would notice that Max is a way better striker than him, and he would try to take him down and ground and pound him or submit him. That's his way of winning.
When does Max throw leg kicks?
His last fight?
And listen.
Fight?
Exactly. Here's what I'm doing, you guys. Notice I'm not engaging with Jace because everything that he says, he's going to have to stand on. 10 toes down. To you casual observers that aren't paying attention, Max Holloway has quietly changed his whole fucking style of fighting. After he got the shit beat out of him by Alexander Volkanovski, he changed his style. You guys still think that he's this volume pressure fighter that's coming in to pepper, and he hasn't been doing that. But you're not paying attention. You're doing exactly what I said y'all were doing when it was, who was it against? It was right after Izzy versus Sean Strickland. There was somebody else that came up, and I called the upset because you guys weren't looking at the actual fights. You were just making up shit.
It was D's.
Shut up. Max Holloway has changed his style. So Jace can say whatever he wants. He's going to make him look old. He's going to make him like that. And when we come in after 308 and knew Max Holloway is the new featherweight champion, Jace is going to have to eat all this. I'm coming with receipts. I'm playing every single podcast of him talking crazy about Max. Be prepared.
So question.
What happens, Jace, when you fuck with an MMA
Question. Do you roll the same credits if Ilya wins?
Of what? What have I said bad about Ilya? Do you want me to come inside here and play videos of me saying that Max is going to win? Because, see, I don't trash Ilya. Aside from him being a bitch.
Okay. So that's trash. Calling someone.
But why is he a bitch? I'm not talking about his skill set. I'm not calling him a skill set. I'm not saying Max Holloway's going to go out there and knock him out. I'm not saying none of that bullshit. What I'm saying is him talking shit, saying he wasn't going to fight Max, he wasn't going to fight Yair, he wasn't going to fight Brian Ortega. Who the fuck are you going to fight, you fucking weirdo? And then lying, saying that Max Holloway didn't want to fight, and then Dana's up here like, we don't have to make Max fight anybody. He's the fucking weirdo. He's been a fucking weirdo. He's a fucking clown. He's a clown. Father. He's a champion and he's a clown.
Yeah. Who's the champion?
No, he's in the
Ilya Taporia. Who cares?
Well, obviously Max cares because Max is trying to fight him.
But obviously, how does that even correlate?
Because you just said who cares.
No, I'm talking about me. Because you said who's the champion. I said Ilya. Okay, it doesn't matter. I can say that he's the champion. I can say that he has a good skill set. However, my point will be that when the fight happens, I'm running back everything that you have said over the last 6 months.
Okay, and all I'm saying is if Ilya wins, do you run the same exact reel of me being right?
Saying that Max Holloway is my guy and I'm standing 10 toes down?
No.
Absolutely. I will never feel bad.
Me calling for Ilya to win this tie. Do I get a montage of myself being as great as I am?
Absolutely. As long as you don't switch at the end. Don't try to switch at the end.
Switch what?
Don't try to switch to the Blessed Express.
Slip slop, like a slip slop.
I love Max Holloway.
No,
I
you
love
don't.
Max Holloway.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
When you love a fighter, you treat them the same way that you treat Tony Ferguson. You never come on this podcast and talk crazy about Tony. You never come on here and say, Tony's going to get knocked the fuck out. No, you never predict anything bad to happen to Tony Ferguson. That's loving a fighter. You don't love Max Holloway. You like him.
I don't have to predict anything bad to happen to Tony Ferguson. I know what's going to happen.
No, but that's not the point. You never say it. You never say it. You come inside here, you shit on Max, you shit on Izzy, and then you turn around and be like, I like him.
How do I shit on Max? Did I not pick him to beat Justin?
No. Leading up to it, you shitted on him.
Who's my official pick?
I do not like Jace, you guys. I do not
Jay's
like him.
prediction is like a top case CIA mystery like shit, man.
Listen, but that's later on. Next coming up, I can't believe it. Next weekend, Stylebender's taking on Drinkers the Pussy. We are officially back.
Did you say Drinkers the Pussy?
Y'all know I call him the Pussy. I was the original Dupussy. And then Izzy started calling him that.
Okay.
You put Izzy on game?
He's big and pink. Come on.
I don't know him like that.
Pink. Have you not? You can just look at his face and see him. He's a big pink man.
I can't wait. And still.
Yeah, that's next weekend. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens with that. But until then, if we don't have any hot takes or anything else, Jace,
I'm gonna need you to take a deep breath. You're still running high on emotion. I can literally hear you.
Oh, listen, when it comes to Max, I'm lit. I don't, the rest of that shit I don't care about. Max Holloway, absolutely.
I tell you this, I will come on the pod after 308 wearing all black and a candle, and then we can blow it out together for Max.
Is this a funeral? What the fuck?
Stop it. Let me tell you guys what's gonna fucking happen to all you assholes out there. And new 145 champion, Max Holloway, 2-time featherweight champion with the BMF belt, then moves up to fight Islam Makhachev, who originally said he wasn't going to fight Max. Now, all of a sudden, he's like, yeah, sure, if he beats Ilya, I'll fight him.
I'm like, Arman's like fucking suspended. That's why. He was like, the guy is suspended. Isn't he suspended?
But that suspension will be up by the time that Islam's hand isn't broken. And this is what Islam had just said this weekend. So, I'm telling you guys, y'all don't have to see it now. But when Max Holloway is the double champion, the first double champion with the BMF belt.
Does that even count?
Yeah, it does.
Not even happening yet.
It does.
It's
It's not happening. That's what I said. When it happens, y'all come back to this podcast and kiss my ass. We are out. Peace.